Hello and welcome to this presentation of Game 2 of the Women's Volleyball Championship presented here at Canadore College. We saw a very good matchup in the first game, the defending champs Fanshawe defeating the Mohawk Mountaineers to move on to the semifinals. I'm Guillaume Dubé, joined by Charlie Hancock, and matchup number 2 is going to be between the Algonquin Thunder and the St. Clair Saints. So both pretty good teams.
Yep.
Algonquin finishing second in the East with a 15-3 record, and it should be a close matchup. They're taking on St. Clair, who had a 13-5 record. They finished third in the West.
Yeah. So we got a really nice matchup on the right side here today. Both teams have really good right sides. I'd say Algonquin's a little undersized in the middle, but they do dig the ball really well. So we just saw the best defensive digging team in Mohawk, even though Fanshawe also was very good defensively. Algonquin, I would say, is one of those top teams in the province in digs. So this is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
One thing to point out right now about St. Clair, they're second in the OCAA for sets played. That means they grind out those sets. They play a lot of sets. They don't go down without a fight. So that's one thing to look out for with St. Clair.
Yeah, and a lot of 4 or 5 set wins. So that's battle tested, right? That's winning tight matches, finding ways to win. It's always important, obviously. So
St. Clair actually lost their final matchup of the season, and on the other hand, Algonquin finished with a 4-game win streak. Do you think that's something that's kind of important heading into these tournaments, having a lot of momentum, having won a couple games in a row, or it doesn't change much?
Yeah, I mean, momentum is always good to take forward, and confidence, right? Like as long as both these teams are confident going into this match and you believe you're going to win, who cares if you lost 2 coming in? As long as you had a good couple weeks of practice here, ironed out the kinks, and well.
So we got a couple players to watch for today's matchup. We'll start off with St. Clair. They have Tiana Stephenson. That's their outside hitter. Out of Whitby, Ontario. Pretty good player. She does lead the team in points per set, although she doesn't lead in other categories. That's still a pretty important category. She's able to get a lot of points for her team. There's also their libero, Julianne Myling, with 224 digs, so she leads the team in that category, a good defensive player. And then their setter, of course, Kimberly Quintanilla, with 359 assists on the season. On the other hand, Algonquin, they have a couple good players. One to really look out for.
We're just going to do national anthem here.
National anthem first.
We'll come back and we'll talk more. Another beautifully sung rendition of O Canada.
Yes, by Madison Mancini once again. Great job on her part on singing our national anthem. Players shaking hands, just about ready to get this matchup started between the second team in the East, third team in the West. We didn't really get a chance to touch on those key players on the Algonquin side, and one of them I kind of wanted to point out was Riley Ledger.
Yeah. So you're going to see, like I said at the beginning, you're going to see a really good matchup here. Go right sides going at it. It's going to be physical. It's going to be a lot of fun. St. Clair with 3 girls over 3 points per set, so they do spread the ball around really well. Like I said again, Algonquin a little undersized in the middle, but in saying that, you're going to see Algonquin run an incredibly fast offense. So everything's going to have tempo on it. Everything's going to be a shoot. Riley even gets a lot of tempo on her balls. So we're going to see if Algonquin can outdig the size of St. Clair here.
And talking to the Thunder's coach before the game, one interesting thing he pointed out is there is clearly a bit of a height difference between these two teams. St. Clair, you look at the 3 players at the front of the net right now. Those are
all
3
over 6 feet,
tall players.
Yeah.
Algonquin, one of the shortest teams at the tournament. But one thing he said is they're not going to let that affect them. They're going to work around that, and we'll see what they can do during this first matchup of the championship.
Yeah, they're going to have to touch as much as they can at the net and then defend and transition really well out of it. And for St. Clair, yeah, they're going to have to use their size and be as physical as they can at the net and try and steal some points that way.
We're just about ready to start, and it's going to be Sydney Sletcher, the setter.
Sletcher to start us off.
A 3-year veteran out of Ottawa, and here's her serve to start off this second game of the OCAA Women's Championship. And it's going to start off with a St. Clair point. That's Chantal Devlouk getting the cross-court hit. And it's a quick point for St. Clair.
That's a good way to start for St. Clair.
Now Kiana Jellison with the serve. And good defense there by the Thunder to keep that play alive. And
what a ball.
Very nice hit there by Chantal Devlouk again.
Shalina Horst off the right side, right? That's the big matchup.
And here's the serve by Jellison. It clips off the top of the net. Sletcher forced to dive for that one. They're going to set up a ledger.
Oh, nice swing.
A nice hit, but good defense by St. Clair. Now hit down the middle. St. Clair setting up their attack now.
Oh, my.
And there's another point for Chantal Devlouk. Didn't really mention her before the game, but looks like she'll be someone to watch. That's already 3 points.
Coming out firing right away.
And Jellison will get to serve again.
That's like
Way too much power behind that one. It goes out of bounds.
if you don't hit these molten balls the right way, it's sailing.
Yep.
It's gone. Are they Baden ball?
Now Marie-Chantal Ozorak
No, they're the molten balls.
serving for Algonquin.
That's a little short.
A mistake there. She sends that one in the net. So St. Clair will get the ball right back. Shalena Horst will now serve.
Being undersized as well, you got to cut these errors out. I know it's everyone's start of the provincials, right? First game, quarterfinal. On the net there, yep.
Yep, that point will go to the
blue
Thunder.
got caught on the net there. A little bit overzealous.
Porter back to serve for Algonquin.
Now here's Emily Porter at the line of serve for the Thunder. Serve down the sideline.
I go.
And St. Clair setting up. And too much power behind that one.
Touch.
Kaomi Ellis unable to keep it in bounds. And that's a point for the Thunder. And Porter will serve again. St. Clair setting up now. Tip at the net. Sletcher gets to that one. Now Porter's going to send it towards the ledger, and she gets blocked.
So that's high IQ out of pipe there.
Yep.
Tipping into one, making the setter play it. Now your middle has to come over and set a high ball. Left it a little inside. And Riley unable to score on that.
Getting that one. So making plays all over the court right now.
Yep.
And, yep, that one goes right to the net.
Emilio Olivera, that's an early timeout here.
Yeah, an early timeout. by Coach Everton Sr. He has been, that's something worth mentioning, he's been the coach for the Thunder for 25 years. That's a lot of experience. So
It's a lot
for
of
this
volleyball.
Thunder team, you have a coach with a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience guiding you through this tournament.
Yeah, a very successful program at Algonquin. He's done a really good job. In tough here, down 3 to a big St. Clair team. They just came out with way more energy, right? And so that's a great timeout by him. Settle the troops. Everyone relax. I know it's a big stage. Okay, you're better than this. One pass up, run your offense. And here we go.
Well, so far, looking at the 9 points we got to witness, what's going to be what's going to make the difference for both of these teams?
I think if St. Clair can establish the middle, and they can serve receive really well, and they can pass above a 3, I think this is going to be a really tough match for Algonquin. If you're living with solo blocks on the pins, with those great pin attackers that St. Clair has, it's going to be a long match. So Algonquin's really going to have to serve tough.
So here's Chantal DeVloot.
That's out.
And she sends it out of bounds. And now here's Riley Ledger. 6'2" out of Alexandria, Ontario, a 4-year veteran, the player with the most experience on this Thunder team. And here's her serve. It's out of bounds.
Ellis, back to serve.
So they have Riley on the left side here right now. No, I lied. She's on the right.
That serve.
That's in.
Paints the corner. Very nice serve there by Kiyomi Ellis.
I mean, you just kind of have to live with that. That's right in the corner, painted
just
both lines.
Placed serve. Ledger getting to that one. And now
Inside.
Fletcher is going to try to set up her player. It's blocked. And Ledger forced to just send it over, so a free ball. St. Clair
Good
setting
run.
up.
Oh, what a dig.
A lot of power behind that one, but good defense by the Thunder. And this rally continues. Fletcher, she's going to send it on the left side. Good defense there by Ellis. Now DeVluke sending it over. Free ball. Fletcher.
There's the dump.
With a dump. And good timing behind it.
Fletcher can do that from time to time. Set her with 39 kills. You know she's going to dump every now and then.
Yep.
That's got to be aware. Your left side's got to have her hands high. Drop them there, and she took advantage.
There's a serve by Samantha Bayless, an ace.
Sam
That's a
with a
good
really nice serve there, clipping the tape. Landing inside the attack line.
So here's a serve by Bayless. Again, a good one. St.
With
Clair
a middle.
with a dump and a good dig by the libero.
Nice fix.
Backwards set for DeVluke.
Nice up.
And Ledger with a nice play there to keep that play alive. Here's St. Clair setting up a tip at the net.
Great up
Ledger
again by
dived for
Riley.
it. Good effort.
See how fast that ball is out to the left side?
Yep.
It's really tough for these tall middles to close that.
That hit ends up in the net, so a bit of a point run starting here for the Thunder. And Bayless will serve once again. Served by Samantha Bayless. And now St. Clair set up their attack. That's blocked, and it goes out of bounds. So Thunder starting a bit of a point run. And this game is now tied, so a close first set. Thunder bouncing back after that timeout. And Bayless will serve again.
Really, yeah, I thought toe just clipped the line.
Stepped ahead a bit too much there. So that'll give the ball to the Saints. And Kimberly Quintanilla will now serve. Serve is received by the libero, Menard.
Nice roll.
There's a nice tip. Marie Chantal Ozorak getting that one.
That's a nice beat shot. The left side there got caught a little back on her heels. You really want to move into that ball. That would have been on the scouting report that she has that little roll shot to the pot. So you really got to play that forward, make her tip all the way like we saw a couple of the middles from Fanshawe do in the last game.
And a great serve there by Tatiana Weisblog. That's the second ace of the game right now for the Thunder. They're doing a good job of utilizing those serves right now, and they'll get their first lead of the game. They're up 10-9. And the second serve, however, by Weisblog ends up in the net.
I mean, as a coach, you take that,
Yep.
right? Free point. Now you're back even. That's all right. You get a chance to side out and take the lead here.
So here's Amelia Oliviero.
It's again to the pot.
Yeah. And Porter putting a nice spin on that one. So looking like a back and forth set right now. Both teams unable to get an edge. It's back and forth. Now Sletcher's gonna serve. Here's St. Clair.
So now you gotta load up. Oh, good swing.
With a good set. And once again, that's Chantel DeVlute getting that point for St. Clair.
Yikes. Right, we just saw someone in our last one, Janelle Albert.
Yep.
Phenomenal arm swing. You're seeing something very similar there. Nice up.
Zorak into that one. Sletcher, good set towards Ledger. And that's that power we were talking about.
I think we're going to have a good game here.
Riley Ledger's got a lot of power, and that's
both teams settling in nicely.
Yep.
We got some side-out volleyball going on right now.
Yep.
Swinging the ball, attacking the ball really well.
No point streaks, just 1 point after the other for both teams. Let's see if one of them can get an edge. There's some good defense by the Thunder. There's a counterattack. And now St. Clair will set up. The Blue's just going to send it over. That's a free ball.
See, that's really smart again, putting on the setter's hands, right?
Yeah.
Now it forces a pipe ball, and it's an error.
Yep, that hit by Zorak is out of bounds.
Back to serve for St. Clair.
Ozark just missing that one. Just a little more snap on the ball. Bring that down.
Shalina Horst with the serve.
Nice
Zorak gets
pass.
to that. And now Sletcher's going to set up a Ledger. It's blocked. Good defense by St. Clair.
Tip to tip. Yep. Really well done.
A smart play there by Chantal DeVlute. And DeVlute has been having a very good first set.
That's about 4 points already, right?
A lot of points from St. Clair coming out of her hands. So Zorak gets to that serve. Sletcher is going to send it towards Bayless.
Nice dig.
Yeah, a good dig there to keep that play alive. And cross-court hit by DeVlute. That's out of bounds. So we're back to being tied at 13. And Emily Porter will now serve.
Back to serve. 13-13 in the first set.
Yeah, I just sailed that one a little too cross. Thumb down a little too much. Didn't get enough roll on it. Sailed it. That's okay. That'll happen from time to time. Nice serve.
Nice
Oh, that's quick.
To get to that one.
That's
and
a really good block.
Off that tip by Ledger. Now Sletcher
And again,
sends it
on
to
the setter
Porter.
hands.
Sets up Ledger, but can't get it over the net.
That's 3 balls now that St. Clair's done a really good job of making sure it's on the setter's hands on the first touch. And now there's going to be a high ball to someone, most likely Riley, and getting 2 up there. That's 3 points earned off that so far.
So now St. Clair have a 1 point lead. There's a serve by DeVlute. It's a good one. Now here's St. Clair setting up their attack. A tip at the net. Sletcher gets to that one. Now Menard's going to set up Zorak.
A lot of tip and roll.
Kiyomi Ellis at the net, getting that one to go.
Back to serve.
And it's now a 2 point lead for St. Clair. And DeVlute will serve again.
They're serving really tough right now, and it's not allowing Riley to get anything in system so far. See, there's another high ball that's going to come.
Menard to Sletcher. They're going to set up Bayless, and she can't get it over the net.
I think he's going to use another timeout here.
Good serve there by DeVlute, and she'll get
Nope, he's going to keep it for a little bit.
another serve. Yeah, just 1 timeout left for Algonquin.
That's tough.
That one died at the end.
Yeah, see how that ball just dies as soon as it hits the attack line, it just drops right down.
Hard
Incredibly
call for
tough.
the libero Menard to control there. So St. Clair starting a bit of a point streak here. They're up by 4 near the halfway point. And an ace for the vlog. So a great.
Yeah, he's gonna need his time. If it's beyond the attack line, they can't run the middle. They're not going to force the middle. And it's going to be a high ball, and these big St. Clair blocks are going to be able to get outside to the pins and put 2 up, which is going to be tough to score for Algonquin.
So final time out of the set for Algonquin. Let's see if they can bounce back after it. The Vlucht serving again. Libero Menard gets to that one. Sletcher's going to set up
Riley
Ledger.
Sawyer.
And that's exactly what you said they needed to do. They set up their attack nicely there off the serve, and Riley Ledger's there to finish it off.
Bayou checking in for the Saints.
Now Ledger at the line to serve. Her team down by 4. St. Clair setting up.
Got a turn, go.
Block at
Nice
the
stop.
net, and yeah, good job there by the libero Menard to keep that play alive. Now they're gonna set up Ellis, and she hits that off the block.
Nice swing.
Gets the point.
Really nice swing off the slide there
Ellis back to serve.
by Keome Ellis.
And she will now head to the line to serve after getting that point.
Yeah, that's
punched
tough.
Up, but it'll go out of bounds. Fletcher trying to catch them off guard, but
And that serve receive again, right? You really got to make sure, especially with a little shorter of a setter, you got to keep that ball right off the tape.
Ellis serves that towards Ledger. She sends it towards Fletcher, who will set up Bayless.
Nice swing. Oh my gosh,
Great
what a dig.
there by.
Yep.
Yep. And that dig led to the point. Horst getting that dig. St. Clair finish it off.
St. Clair coming out really strong in this first set. Algonquin's really got to find that defensive energy, start getting a little grittier.
One thing I'm noticing from St. Clair as well, they're really limiting mistakes. They're just playing some good volleyball, taking advantage of their attacks. That one slips away from them. It goes out of bounds for the Algonquin point. Bayless will now serve.
That was a really good swing line by Bales. She saw that the middle was defending. Just put it as hard as you can on the middle. Off her hands. That'll score. Oh, nice swing.
And there's a point from Olivero.
That's a kill for Oliviero. Quintanilla back to serve for the Saints.
Oh, static. So here's
Static.
Kimberly Quintanilla serving. Nice block at the net by Sletcher.
I didn't touch anything.
Yeah, it didn't touch the ceiling, luckily for St. Clair.
Yeah, that's
and
tough.
they
What a swing.
ended up getting the point off of that one. Shaleno Horst getting
Not to
that
toot
one.
my own horn, but I definitely just caught that ball with one hand.
That's an impressive catch by my co-anchor Charlie Hancock. Too bad the cameras weren't on us, but
That's tough.
I'm here to test. And a nice serve there, an ace. And now it's set point for St. Clair, who
And when you
came
lose
out of
that,
the- yep.
when you lose that momentum early and you can't get it back, these
Yep.
sets in provincials, they happen fast. St. Clair has done a really good job of keeping their foot on the gas.
Credit where credit's due. They came out in this first set firing.
Putting a lot of service pressure. No one.
There's a
Wow,
tip.
what a play.
What a play. Great individual effort there by Zorak to keep that one alive.
That's tough.
And yep, Horst there to get to that one.
So that's going to be the matchup to watch. Whenever Ozark is in the front against that big right side Horst of St. Clair, that's going to be really tough for them. You got to get 2 up somehow on there. The way you do that is you got to put a little more service pressure here. Algonquin didn't come out that aggressive on the serve. St. Clair, really good job serve receiving, running things in system, and then you get single blocks on the pins. It's going to be really tough for Algonquin if that keeps going.
Is it safe to say that so far the St. Clair outside hitters have been the stronger ones so far in this game? I mean, great performance so far by DeVlogt and by Horst.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of points for St. Clair on that.
And that's where the size comes in. So that would be a matchup that they looked at in film. Algonquin a little undersized in the setter and a little undersized on that left side. So, I mean, as a coach, that's what you set up. You just want to exploit matchups. And you want to put your team in a position where it's your best on their worst. I'm not saying they're worst.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's the matchup they want. That's the matchup they've gone to, and it's really worked out for them. So Algonquin's really going to have to step up here and dig a couple balls and get a couple of those energy balls and take care of serve receive. If they don't take care of serve receive here, this might be over a little too quickly.
And St. Clair, honestly, I don't think they've had that many unforced errors during that set. They're really playing some clean volleyball.
I think just the one from DeVlow, she flew it out the sideline, but other than that, that was a pretty picture-perfect set there for St. Clair.
So what is the key for the Thunder? How do they bounce back after losing the first set like that? Because towards the end, St. Clair kind of just ran away with that first set. They're going into that second set with a lot of momentum. How does the Thunder shut that down?
Well, it's got to start with belief, right? You got to believe that, one, you definitely deserve to be here. The second seed in the East, you've won 15 games, right? During the year, you're a very good team. You got to believe that you deserve to be here and you can compete at this level. It is tougher for the East teams to come in because the West teams are predominantly stronger. So as I was saying, the East teams, they don't play this high all the time. It's in the West, it's 7, 8 teams that are big, physical, good. You know what I mean? In the East, there's good programs. But it somehow seems out like it's undersized or missing one piece. It's here and there. So when they come into this tournament, like Algonquin is, like Canadore will, like Durham will, it sometimes can be a little bit of a shell shock when you go up a team like this, who is a university caliber team in OCAA. St. Clair could easily medal at this tournament.
Yep.
So you got that first set out of your way. You got to forget about it. And you got to move on here. And you got to take care of serve receive. If they're out of system, Algonquin's going to really struggle offensively.
So let's see what they can do in this set. St. Clair jumping to the early lead. They win the first set, and they will start off this one with the serve. It's Amelia Oliverio. And the serve by Oliverio is good.
There's a pass. Quick slide.
Quick attack.
Oh, I want to dig.
Good
I thought
dig.
that was going off the roof for sure.
Now it's going to be a free ball. Algonquin setting up. And Ozark hits that off the antenna.
The thing that happens when you really want to run that tempo, everything's got to be picture perfect. So that set just a tiny hair bit outside. The left side couldn't quite adjust in time.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Ozark there, and couldn't really get a good piece of it. And Oliverio will serve again.
There's another good pass in system.
Sletcher setting up Ozark, and once again out of her reach.
And that's a confidence thing for Ozark there. She's really got to go and just swing high on an outside hand there. Forget about these two. You're going to swing hard. That's the only way you're going to score against these guys is you're going to swing hard.
And that serve by Oliverio is out of bounds. Here's the serve by Sletcher.
Oh, that's a really good serve.
Rio diving for that one, and a good serve there by Sletcher. She gets the point. Algonquin, this ties it up at 2.
Sletcher back to serve.
And Sletcher will serve once again.
So what St. Clair's doing here is they're using Milling and Oliverio just as their predominant serve receive. And they're having their outside DeVlow kind of just cheat towards the sideline so she can.
Now free ball. They're going to set up Horst. She hits that off the blocks.
Nice dig.
Yeah, good defense by the Thunder. And Bayless sends it over. Another free ball, though. And this time Ledger with some good defense. Sletcher towards Bayless. She'll head it over. Chance again to set up, though, for the Saints. A nice dig. Some good Thunder.
This is the scrappiness that we were talking about.
Good defense by the Thunder right now, keeping this rally alive. But perfectly placed tipped by Chantal DeVlocht. And now here's Kiana Jellison.
Yeah, it's tough to play tip and roll on her because she swings so hard. So when she uses that off speed, that left side's already retreating back to take away that shot to 4. So I mean, that tip to the pot, yeah, that's probably going to be open a little bit for DeVlow.
Yeah, DeVloch doing a really good job of mixing up her shots right now. And now here's Ozurak with the serve. That's a free point that St. Clair gave them, and the Thunder just gives it right back, missing that serve. Cancels it out a bit.
Yeah, you got to cut out these errors a little bit here for Algonquin. Still 4-3.
It's served by Horst. Goes
Nice
to
pass.
Barbara Menard. Sletcher is going to set up Bayless. And nice dig by Oliviero to keep that one alive. And here's the Thunder setting up again. A bit of a scramble there. That's going to be a
overshot the 30.
Yep, a free ball. And
It's a net violation by the Saints. Point Thunder.
net violation there called on Quintanilla.
Yeah, I think Kim just backpedaling. They had to set that ball. Might have stepped on the middle of the line. Point to Algonquin, 4-4.
Yep, back to being tied. And now Porter is serving for the Thunder. It's down the sideline, received by Horst. Quintanilla is going to set up DeVlocht. It goes off the block and out of bounds.
And that's her swinging high and hard, right? And if that ball's not in system, the middle gets to get out to her. Since that ball is really well passed, in system, a little late closing from the middle, and you got 5-4 for St. Clair.
Now DeVlocht will serve.
Gosh,
Menard
yeah,
diving
that's
for
an
that,
ace.
and it's out of bounds. An ace for DeVlocht.
Point Saints.
And I believe that's her second ace of the game. They're doing a really good job behind the line as well. Another good serve by DeVlocht.
That's another one.
Diving for it. Back-to-back aces. That's her third ace of the game. And she's doing damage from behind that line.
Back to serve at 7-4.
So this is where you gotta find a way to get this ball up in the air. You can't let her go on these runs. Get her confidence up.
And that clips to the top of the net. Another good
Perfect.
serve.
Oh my gosh, what a dig!
What a dig there by Milling.
4. Yeah.
And yeah, 4 touches there.
Or
Called
left,
on the Saints.
whatever you want to call.
So that'll put an end to that point streak.
What a dig
Yep.
down the line from Milling, though.
You got to give credit to that. Ledger put a lot of power behind that one, and Milling was able to get a good piece of it.
Had one block for the first time, I think, all match. Teed off on it, and Milling got her body behind it. Little missed serve there from
Those are
Riley.
the kind of mistakes Thunder are going to have to start limiting. Once again, they give away their serve by missing it.
Yeah, you got to cut out these service errors.
Now here's Ellis serving for St. Clair. It's down the sideline and rolled out of bounds. However, the St. Clair coach disagrees.
I think the down ref called it in. The flags lines person called it out, and it is out.
So it's called out.
Let's go to Hawkeye for the review.
Yep.
Oh, we don't have Hawkeye. That's okay.
Would have been cool.
That's one thing in pro volleyball I don't totally love is like every net touch, like minuscule, tiny little touch can be challenged and looked at in review. I mean, just slows everything down.
Yep.
But that's just my opinion, you know, whatever.
Yeah, everyone likes a fast-paced game, quick action. Now here's Samantha Bayless with the serve. It's received by Milling. A hit by Oliviero.
Oh, you got to crash in there.
Yep. A good play there by the Saints. They caught that Thunder defense off guard.
And St. Clair really is running a fast offense as well. Like, that ball's not getting very much higher than the antenna on those outside swings. It's tough to close when you're in middle.
Served by Quintanilla.
When the offense is that fast.
Now Milling sets up Quintanilla for Oliviero. A good dig there.
Got a high ball here.
And they're going to set up Horst. She gets that through the blocks, and that will be a point for St. Clair.
That's a good swing on a high ball.
Quintanilla serving again. St. Clair up by 4. Here's Ledger to Sletcher, who's going to set up Ozorak. She gets blocked.
It's tough, and they've got to cover here. You've got to know, and you've got to been watching film all week, that St. Clair is physical, physical, physical at the net. You're going to have to recycle balls. You're going to have to get those balls off the block, run transition out of it, and get some offense out of it.
There's a quick tip by Sletcher, but it's out of bounds. Doesn't work out for her. And St. Clair starting a bit of a point streak. Still 2 timeouts left for the Thunder. Would you call one soon?
Yes, absolutely. But he's kind of he's letting it go, letting the girls figure it out. I don't mind that brand of coaching either.
The Ledger to Sletcher, and she'll send it towards the libero Menard. That's a free ball, Quintanilla. Backward set towards Horst, and too much power for Ledger. The handle there. Another point for St. Clair.
And when you're living with single blocks on the pins, and there's the timeout that you were talking about.
Yeah, St. Clair just going on a big point streak there, and
yeah, when you're living with single blocks on the pins against the St. Clair team, their big outsides are going to take advantage of that, and they're swinging hard, high, tough to dig those balls.
Right now, Thunder just trying to find an answer for this St. Clair team. St. Clair has been playing really well defensively. They're getting a lot of blocks. They're utilizing their serves really well, and their attack has been better so far today.
Yep. And you've seen spurts of Algonquin's defense, right? Why their stats are so high, why they defend balls really well, they dig. And then the effort and energy level drops when they don't get that big point. You gotta find a way to dig deep and keep that energy level high, keep that confidence high, that you're going to get the next ball up.
A whistle blown, both teams about to break their huddle, and we're just about ready to resume action. Let's see if the Thunder can bounce back after that timeout. It's going to be Quintanilla serving once again. Serve is a good one. Thunder scrambling a bit. Menard sends it over. That's a free ball. Quintanilla, she'll set up Horst.
Single again.
And yep.
Right? It's really tough. They run 30 away there. Ball's drifting into 4. It's a little flick back. You got a single block.
And
for one of your best swingers, right, on the right side.
And considering St. Clair's height, those single blocks just give St. Clair the advantage.
Yeah, Horst is going to have a field day with that if that keeps up.
And Milling towards.
I'd set her again.
And they're setting up Horst again. Dig. Just a good dig there. St. Clair answer with another quick attack. And this time it's going to be Kiana Jellison completing that one. So now a 9-point lead for St. Clair, and still Quintanilla serving on a bit of a streak here. Serve received by Bayless. Fletcher's gonna
nice shot.
Send it towards Weisflog. A good tip there by Tatiana Weisflog to get that point.
White's block, back to serve.
8-point lead. Algonquin's going to have to go on a run very soon if they want to get back in the second set.
Yeah, they have to find a way to answer that run, and that's not going to help. Their serves have been hurting them today. That's a lot of missed serves by the Thunder.
Stevenson checking in for the Saints.
Now Oliver Rio serving for the Saints. So back to the start of the rotation.
Nice pass.
And Sletch is going to send it towards Porter, who tips
Gosh.
it. Good block. And they're forced to just send it over. That's a free ball. Quintanilla's
set the
going
right side again.
Yep. They're going to set up Ellis, and Kiome Ellis gets all of that one. Saints just really exposing the weak spots on the Thunder's defense.
Right, and that's all you do. So we talked about in the game before, like if you see a weakness in the other team, you go to that until they can prove that they can stop it. And right now, Algonquin's really struggling on that right side ball, defending it.
Zorak gets blocked, and the momentum is just...
And they,
yep.
So they tried to run a little X there, a little change something up, try and generate some kind of offense. St. Clair's middle seed, very disciplined. Kiana with a very nice block, just keeping her hands high, staying with it.
Oliviero serving again. Bayless towards Sletcher. She'll set up Porter. And good job once again.
Even that ball's got tempo on it, right? Like.
Now St. Clair setting up Quintanilla towards the right side again.
Stevenson.
And that will lead, another point from the right side. They're just...
You got to find a way out of this rotation.
Completely taking advantage of that. And that's another point there by Kiome Ellis. Oliviero will serve again. So here's Stephenson, and she gets another point for her team. Jenna Stevenson.
The St. Clair team looks dangerous with their size.
Yeah, their size is definitely an advantage for them, and
another timeout.
It's really showing. This Thunder team just kind of looking demoralized. They're struggling to find an answer. St. Clair in this second set. Service received by Libero Menard, and now Sletch is going to set up Ozurak, and a big block there by Stevenson. Now Bayless, she sends that one in the net. I wish I had the stats for how many blocks the Saints have had today.
All right, I mean, it's not just it's all the slowdowns. It's how physical they are at the net. You can't teach size, and right now their size is taking over a little bit in this match.
Another good serve there by Oliver Rio, and then she gets to that ball. A tip at the net. Good dig there to keep it alive, though. And Sletch is going to send it towards Zurak, who tips it. Good defense again by St. Clair, sending that one towards Stevenson. The tip, Menard gets to it. Good little rally here between both these teams. Millings sends it on the left side, a tip, and again, good defense by the Thunder.
I'm surprised they haven't run Riley out of the backcourt here in a C-ball.
And that one just mishandled by Jellison at the net.
So there's a good little rally, right? Algonquin showing a little bit of defense there, a little energy. So let's see if they can keep this out through this set onto the next one.
Sletcher serving, it's a good one. Milling gets to that one, and now Quintanilla is gonna set that up, and a nice block by Emily Porter on that one. So another point for Algonquin. Oh yeah, showing a bit of life after that timeout. Starting to get things going, their defense looking a lot better. That's a received by Milling. Now Quintanilla is gonna set up Kozak.
Wow.
And oh, just a beautiful cross-court hit by Ali Kozak. And it clips the sideline for a St. Clair point.
That's a big time shot.
Yep, just can't ask for better than that. Now here's Lexi Stewart out of Windsor, Ontario. Serve received by Zorak, and now Sletcher sets up Porter, and she just gets that past the blocks for an Algonquin point. Zorak serving now for the Thunder. Serve is tipped up. And Stevenson, a tip at the net.
Menard the athleticism
there for that.
Stevenson, my goodness.
And that hit by Ledger is out of bounds.
That didn't feel good on her shoulder either. She's grabbing it there.
Yeah, holding her shoulder there, maybe something to look for.
When you really have to reach back like that behind your head, it does put a lot of pressure on your shoulder.
And she's still hanging on to that shoulder before this serve here. And there's a clever dump there by Quintanilla. And it's now 23-11 with Tiana Stevenson serving for the Saints. Serve received by Ozorak, and then Ledger sends that one over. Quintanilla.
Oh, what a swing.
Yep.
Oh, just out.
That's up Kiyomi Ellis, but no, yeah, it's out of bounds, so point for Algonquin. Well, they're still hanging on to this second set.
So Ellis averages about 2.7 points per set. She hasn't been really needed in this, and it's difficult to say. She's very good middle. So you can see how athletic she is, see how well she can score the ball. But right now, St. Clair knows that that's not the matchup. You don't run it through the middle right now. You're actually going to exploit that left side and the setter at the block.
So another service error there by the Thunder. Ends up in the net. And now set point. Good chance here for the Saints to take a 2-point lead in this game. There's Bayless hitting that one. Quintanilla rushes to get to that one, and then Stevenson will just send it over. It's a backwards set by Sletcher, and a good dig. Now Sletcher's gonna set up Bayless. Another good dig there by Kozak. A nice little rally between these two teams. Ozorak now. That's see by Kozak. Quintanilla's gonna set up Ellis. And Kiyomi Ellis gets to that one.
Really well done by St. Clair through 2 sets.
Yep.
They can all defend well. So when you get a team like St. Clair who's big and at the net and physical at the net and they get touches on balls, that doesn't mean much if you can't defend also behind it. So after they get touches, they do a phenomenal job of recycling, transitioning, and then running offense out of it. Canadore known for their very up-to-date music.
Yep.
Playing songs from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, quite the
2010s,
mashup that we have here
and
at
today.
Canadore for the music.
I blame Joey Rayner for that, but who doesn't love ABBA though? Come on.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You can't hate on ABBA. Everyone likes the classics.
Algonquin to serve.
So Algonquin starting off the set with the serve. It's going to be Skylar Cole. And that has hurt them all day. That's another serve by the Thunder ending up in the net, and they just really have to start limiting that.
And it's very tough, right? Like, you have to put serve pressure on St. Clair.
Yep.
That means you have to serve tougher than you've usually served all year. Really well done.
And once again, St. Clair winning that net battle.
Right? Because you see how much service pressure St. Clair puts on you. It forces you to be out of system every time. Scrambles, try and generate offense. So that's what Algonquin needs to try and do, but they also need to limit the errors, so it's really tough.
Yeah, and too much spin on that one. It ends up out of bounds.
It's tough to serve tougher and then limit errors because you're doing more than you're used to.
Now here's Tatiana Weisflog. Good dig there by Milling. Backward set by Quintanilla, and Horst is gonna hit that off the blocks. That right side again.
Yeah, Shalina Horst again.
And now Shalina Horst out of Dudden, Ontario. 3-year veteran, she will serve once again. To see by Menard, and now Sletcher trying to set up a Zora, actually hits that off the net, but it still goes over. Now DeVluck just gonna send it over. That's a free ball. Sletcher trying to dump, but Horst read that one. Then a block at the net, good reaction by Ellis.
Good swing.
Keep it alive, and yep, that's gonna hit off the block and go out of bounds.
That's a great swing off a pipe ball. Out of system pipe ball. You swing, you chew on it as hard as you can, right off the block. Really good point from St. Clair.
So
Really struggling with the serve receive.
Right off that serve, that goes straight to the net, and St. Clair's been doing that a lot. Ellis there to clean it up.
Right, and that's especially in the service receive, that's where the level comes in all year. Unless you're doing it in practice every day, and you're serving this hard at each other, and like it just falls apart like this when it comes to a big game in a provincial quarterfinal.
And Horace doing a terrific job behind the line. We're really seeing the difference when it comes to serves. St. Clair has been much more consistent all day and really taking advantage of their serves. And again there, a scramble by the Thunder. That's going to be a free ball. They're going to set up the Vlucht, and that's blocked. Now the Thunder set up their attack. Ledger hits that one, and it's mishandled by Oliver Rio.
Oliver Rio, a little indecisive. Is it out? Is it? And then just touches it at the last second. It's good to see Riley get a good swing and get a good kill.
Sletcher with the serve. That's received by the libero Milling. And Quintanilla is going to set up the Vlucht, and she's been doing that almost all game.
And that's one-on-one with Riley as well. I mean, she tried to drop her hand inside. They set her a little inside the pin, and she just took it hard cross, and sometimes that's what happens when you get a solo block.
So Menard getting to that one. And then Sletcher trying to set up Ledger. Mishandles that one. But they're going to give the point to St. Clair. And could that be Ledger's shoulder affecting her a bit?
A little bit. I mean, anytime your shoulders are hurting, it's going to take a little bit off the swing.
Yep.
But I mean, she's a grinder. She'll battle through.
Oh, for sure.
She'll keep swinging hard.
Now here's Marie-Chantal Zorak. Her serve clips the top of the net. Oliver Rio there to get to it. Now Quintanilla is going to set up Alice, and it's going to drop.
So you see the different level of serve receive, though, right? That's a very, very tough serve. Algonquin hasn't been able to serve receive those in this game.
Yep.
St. Clair.
Quick attack right off the serve.
Right up. Pretty good pass. 2 and a 3. Run some offense out of it.
Now Sletcher trying to set up Skylar Cole, but it ends up in the net. So now a 7-point lead for St. Clair. And here's Kiyomi with the serve. Sletcher sending it towards Skylar Cole. The tip at the net is...
don't reach back.
Yep. Catches the defense there. So point for the Thunder.
Kiana Gellison reaching back. Said it was there to cover. Let her know after.
Yep. Porter will now serve. Thunder needing a bit of a point streak here. Quintanilla. She's going to set up Oliver Rio.
Nice dig.
Yep.
Gotta go.
Good defense there, but that's going to be a free ball. So now...
Nice dump.
Yep. A dangerous St. Clair team on those free balls, and Quintanilla completely catches that defense off guard at Campfire there. They just watch that ball come down.
Now Quintanilla, it says only 7 kills on the year, so she's had about 3 or 4 of these in this game alone. So it's not something that you just have to adjust to mid-game. That's not something you can go on the scouting report and go, okay, well, we're gonna cheat our left side in.
And a big block there by Horst on the tip. And Thunder just having a bit of trouble of getting that ball over the defenders.
Yeah, and that was the big key, right, in the beginning.
The height difference.
Algonquin would have to come out and really defend well, put swings high, hard. They just haven't been able to. That serve receive, when it shuts down like this, it's really tough to get into those in-system balls, run offense out of it. And when you're not running offense, you're getting St. Clair's big blocks, going out to pins on doubles. It's tough, really, really tough to score.
And once again, a quick start for St. Clair. They jump to the early lead. They're already up by 8 in this third set, and that's what led to the first time out of this set for the Thunder. They're going to need a quick answer to stay alive.
So if it does end up being St. Clair moves on. It's the new format. You miss out on now seeing a smaller, good defensive team like Algonquin, just struggling a little bit right now. Play a team like Mohawk.
Yep.
Like, I would want to see that matchup. I'd want to see Mohawk go up against these guys.
This is served by Quintanilla. Zorak stepping in front of the libero to get to that one.
And then Mohawk or Algonquin have a chance at like a 5-6 matchup.
Yep.
To be top 5 in the province, right? You can self-proclaim yourself. Like, sure, I'm top 5 in the province, but
and
you got to play those games to earn that, right?
Good serve by Quintanilla. That's received by libero Menard. They're going to set up Ledger, and she just can't get a good piece of that one. It ends up in the net.
Yeah, St. Clair's done a really good job loading up on her. That was an error in the middle of the net, but
Riley.
That's because she's trying to do too much, right? You gotta hit over these big 2 blocks every time, she seems.
Yep, and Riley Ledger, one of the most dangerous players on the Thunder side, and St. Clair's just done a really good job of keeping her quiet today.
Tip.
Very nice tip at the net. Just some very smart volleyball by the St. Clair Saints.
Yeah, really well coached, right? This isn't just like, oh, I've just picked this up this year.
Yep.
They've learned this all through their lives and through coaching, that these things work. This is what to exploit. These are matchups to go after, right? Really well done. I'm really impressed by St. Clair right now.
Yeah, they're really showing that they're not a team to mess with, and that 13-5 record during the season doesn't mean much. They're
as Algonquin subs Riley out here. You just hope to see some competitiveness down the stretch here. I mean, you're in tough, down 10, 15-5 in a provincial quarterfinal.
And there's a nice block there. The Saints keep that play alive and just perfectly placed shot there by Horst.
And again, that's smart shooting. She knew that right side would cheat in for the tip. Went over top of the block, spun it down the line. It was a really good job.
And we're just seeing some great playing here by the 3rd seed in the West. Just outplaying this Algonquin team. And here's a serve by Oliver Rio, and that's an ace. That's been a big difference as well. A lot of aces by St. Clair.
Yeah, that service pressure is constant, right? They're used to this stuff. They're used to serving this hard every day in game, in pressure situations.
So now a 12-point lead for the Saints in the 3rd set. They'll end up out of bounds, make that 13. And right now, a lot of bench players on the court for Algonquin, with the set not looking good for them. So get some of these players some action.
Yeah, a little bit of experience in provincials is always good.
And that one goes out of bounds.
It's not every chance you get to play in this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's, again, if you had another game, you get more people involved. You get everyone some experience. You build your program like that. And I think the OCAA will see this and probably go back to some kind of format where the losers get, of the quarterfinals, they get another game somewhere.
Yeah. Cross-court hit by a horse there, just a little wide. It goes out of bounds. Skylar Cole will serve once again. Is that quick attack right off the serve by the St. Clair Saints, and Bailey Mayu able to get to that one.
And you see the depth, right? Like, Bailey hasn't played in the first 2 sets coming off the bench.
Yeah.
This is great experience, provincial level experience. She comes in, she swings hard.
Yeah.
Awesome experience.
Honestly, this St. Clair team really showed how much depth they have today, because it wasn't just one player pitching in. I could name maybe 5 players that just had a great performance on their side. There's Devlock, Quintanilla, Horst, those 3 just tremendous performances. Libero Milling,
No.
Barely any slip-ups, if any. So St. Clair definitely a good contender for this year's tournament.
Yeah, that semifinal is going to be, if this goes according to plan in the next 5 points, that semifinal is going to be very good and very entertaining tomorrow. Oh my gosh.
It's going to be an exciting matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch to see how St. Clair matches up their bigs.
Yep.
With the alternate. Like, it's just going to be, it's going to be little things, I think, that decide that match. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I just keep picturing it in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be great.
Salivating a bit just thinking of that matchup. It's going to be some great volleyball.
And on the other side, we look forward to Canadore having a home game.
Yep. Excited to see that one.
At 6 against the perennial Humber Hawks.
Yep.
It's the first time in forever that Humber hasn't won a provincial title last year.
And there's Bailey Mayu again on that point.
And you see Wilkins, what a storied program that he's had. It's a culture of winning, and they still have that. I mean, they're the 2nd seed in the West, going up against the hometown Canadore Panthers.
Yep, man, I can guarantee that this crowd's going to be loud come 6
Yeah,
p.m.
there's going to be a lot more people. So that's what I said. That's what I said about these trap games, right? Like Mohawk, especially at the beginning, they get a chance to bring their own energy, and not have to rely. Like, no one relies on the fans. Neither team does. So in a game like that, Humber's really going to have to. And again, they've been in big matches, so they're going to have to show a lot of composure, because it is going to be loud in here. It's going to be ruckus. There's going to be people screaming. So it's going to be a lot of fun atmosphere.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Now here's Sletcher with the serve. Saints setting up quickly. A tip there.
Interesting.
Yeah, good defense. Now Mayu
Nice
just swinging
It's
that
in.
one, and she catches the back line. Why was she on the bench all day? She's on fire right now. That's 3 straight
I would say
points.
probably a rookie.
Yeah.
And those big left
you're
sides.
right. She is a first-year player out of Belle Rive, Ontario. But
So programs like St. Clair's now that have been successful and produce good talent, now a rookie like that goes, instead of going to a smaller school and wanting to start, and that's the key. Now she can stay and develop for a couple of years and commit to 4 or 5 years with St. Clair, and down the road, she's probably gonna be their starting left side and it'll be pretty good, right? She's got a really good arm swing.
now here's Morgan Ott out of Calgary, Alberta.
That's a good serve.
Good serve on her part. And now a nice block at the net. However, it ends up out of bounds, and that's a point for the St. Clair Saints. They're up by 14, and they're 1 point away from closing out this game. No.
Yeah.
Ellis back to serve.
So here's Kiyomi Ellis trying to close out this game, and just a little short. It ends up in the net. Thunder will live on for another point, and Emily Porter will now serve.
Well, here we go.
The serve by Porter.
And that's
And
out.
it's out of bounds.
St. Clair's moving on.
Yep, that does it. Another dominating set by St. Clair. They win this one 25-11. An all-round dominating performance. And now it's confirmed. We're going to have,
that great matchup.
An exceptional semifinal matchup between the 3rd seed in the West, the St. Clair Saints, and the defending champions, the Fanshawe Falcons.
I think that's going to be Fanshawe looking at that match saying, oh my gosh, they're physical at the net. That's the one thing I want to see what Janelle can do against this type of block. Like, this is a next level block. Like, all these girls with big hands, right? We saw Mohawk really defend her pretty well, and she still scored almost 40 points.
Yep.
It's going to be really interesting to see how she carves her way around this block from St. Clair.
Especially that net presence we saw today by St. Clair. They're a tough team when it comes to that.
Yep.
Both players of the game announced it was Marie-Chantal Zorak getting it for the Algonquin Thunder. And on the other hand, the St. Clair Saints, it's their setter, Kimberly Quintanilla. That does it for Game 2 of this OCAA Women's Championship. Guillaume Dubé joined by Charlie Hancock. Thank you for watching. Saints move on. They'll take on the Fanshawe Falcons in the next round. Stay tuned for the home game, Canadore Panthers against the Humber Hawks, starting at 6.
Awesome.